welcome back to KXAN Plus. I am your host, Esmeralda Zamora, and today, if you're watching us live, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Today we have our Freddy's Weekend Watch segment that we do every Thursday, where we take a look at your weekend weather as well as some fun events happening around Central Texas. And to do this with me, we have our meteorologist, Freddy Vela. We do have some guests, but we're not going to get there yet. Freddy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm happy it's my Friday.
That's the trick here, right? You get to Thursday and it's actually a Friday.
It's actually my Friday, so it feels great.
Yeah, we have a lot to get to. There's a lot of different events that we would love to cover. So why don't we get started with our weekend watch? There's a couple of things we're going to talk about first. Obviously, we're going to talk about the weather first and what's happening as far as temperature-wise. We're expecting the rain chances to now become minimal, right? We were originally forecasting for showers to kick off on Friday. That looks like it's been pushed back a bit more because of a trough that's pushing through. That trough really won't take an effect until we start to get into the latter part of the weekend. So for Saturday, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds out there with temperatures at around 97 degrees. And then for Sunday, we're looking at about 96 degrees. It'll still be hot outside, but at least that 10% chance of rainfall will actually be Sunday night instead of Friday night or Saturday night. Now we push that back a bit more so that way we can enjoy the weekend.
And those rain chances continue into the beginning of next week, right? Something like that?
Yeah, we're looking at rain chances really ramping up for Monday and Tuesday. And fun fact, Monday, the very first day of fall. So Sunday, actually
last day of summer.
Last day of summer.
Doesn't feel like it.
Yes and no. Yes, it still feels like summer. You're right. No, it doesn't feel like it's going to be fall. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about how that's going to be affecting the next couple of days. We look at today, we could still see a 10% chance of some showers out there, especially towards the afternoon, 3:30 to 4 p.m. You may get a passing shower or two, but even as we play this out a bit more, you can see that as we get into Friday around 2:30, we get another chance of an isolated shower or two. And then Saturday, it looks like it's going to be just fine. We may get another passing shower in the eastern counties, but overall, still looking like it's going to be fantastic. So whatever you have planned, don't cancel it. You're definitely going to want to do any of the activities that we're going to talk about, including our very first one here. There's one that's actually happening tomorrow. This one's really cool, and I wanted to bring this one to everyone's attention because severe weather or any type of activity can happen
at any time, right?
Literally at any time. And so the best thing to do is to always be prepared. And that's what the city of Austin is trying to do here. So happening at the Austin Community College Eastview campus is the Emergency Preparedness Fair. This is something that they do every single year, and they're going to be doing it again this year. So it's Friday, September 19th, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And they're inviting all the community out to that area. It's an absolutely free event, and they're asking you to bring all your family too, because not only is this a discussion that you have to have with adults, but you also have to have it with kids too, and what to do and how to be prepared if we have a tornado.
Which we've had in the past, right?
Which we've had in the past. If we've had thunderstorms, or even something which happened about a week ago, a lockdown. And something happens and you need to lock down, right? What are some of those emergency steps that you can do? Well, that's what all this is for. It's essentially be prepared in any type of situation. And so they're gathering everyone together in the community. So they're going to have different games that you can participate in, and then ways to make emergency plans, ways that you can call people if you're alone or if you have a teenager that's going to be at home. This is a great way to kind of get those conversations started, so that way you know what to do in case of an emergency.
And this is a great event to participate in following our summer and the catastrophic floods that we had. That can happen again. So being prepared and having your plans set at an event like this is so much appreciated, I'm sure, for a bunch of our residents.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And October is a very interesting month, too, because we start to see a lot more fronts coming in, and that means that we will start to see some thunderstorms rolling by. So this is another month where we gotta keep an eye on that and see, what type of preparations do we need to make in case there is some type of storm, hailstorm, freezes. I know that doesn't happen until, January, but
February.
something we have to already be prepared for. So that's what this really great event is for.
That's awesome, Freddie. But that's not all, right? We've got some other events around town.
Yeah, we have a lot of other events. Next thing, this one is really cool. This is happening in Lockhart. It kicks off on Friday. It's the Texas Women's Songwriters Festival. And this is going to be happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's a free event as well. So they're inviting everyone to come out at 9 different venues across downtown Lockhart. They're going to be having musicians and songwriters, all women coming in to share their craft, to talk about what they've done, how they do it, and to kind of talk and kind of build that community of songwriting. All women led, which is fantastic, and I think
That's
it's one of the
awesome.
coolest events that we can have something like this for. It's free music all day long. They do sell VIP tickets, and what that's for is for a closing brunch where you get to where it's only specific to VIPs. VIPs get to sit a little closer, and you're essentially donating to a lot of these women who have taken their time to come out and perform. So if you get a chance, head on out there. It's going to be really cool. Plus all the barbecue in Lockhart.
Wow, of course. My favorite barbecue. If you go there, you have to try that one for sure.
Yeah.
Freddie, is there any specific things that guests to this event need to take with them? Any chairs, anything like that?
Nothing. Each of the events is going to provide everything. So they're inviting you and your family to come on out and listen and just be part of it. And it's going to be the perfect weekend to do so. Let's go and take a look at the weekend overall. And you can even see here with this model how most of the showers should remain very far away from us, at least as we go through Friday and into Saturday. We'll see some showers along the coast from Houston down to Corpus Christi, and then in North Texas as well, Fort Worth, Wichita Falls, and getting into Amarillo. But even then, we have to wait all the way until Sunday night for the first little inkling of showers. And then showers remain as a possibility for Monday and leading into Tuesday too. So just something to keep an eye on. Wanted to give you at least that update. All right, let's go into the next event. This one is really cool too. This one is the Battle for the Paddle. Sounds kind of weird, I know, but I promise it's really cool. This is a tradition that's gone on at Texas State for years. This is the Battle of the Paddle. Texas State taking on Nichols. They're coming down. They're gonna essentially it's football. By the way, in case I didn't put that out there, it's football, and it's gonna be happening this Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. at UFCU Stadium. These two have been going head to head for a long time. This is actually going to be their 32nd head-to-head.
Wow.
And actually, they would fight. They would actually play against each other before that. But it wasn't until 1989, I believe, is when they did the first Battle for the Paddle. And it's because it rained a lot that weekend. And so a joke was made about, oh, we got to bust out the paddle. And that's how the Battle for the Paddle
On the
started.
field.
Yeah, and so that was the whole joke about this whole thing. And so there's actually a paddle statue, and they only compete every once in a while now. They used to compete every year, but not as much anymore because they're not in the same division. And so this is the first time they're going to meet since 2019. And right now, Texas State is leading 16-15. They've won the past couple of years, or past couple of times. Let's see if they do it again this year.
I'm a fellow Bobcat alum, so I am going to be rooting them on this weekend at that Battle for the Paddle.
So you know the Battle for the Paddle.
Yep, and I'm always wearing my maroon, so I'm always cheering them on.
Well, of course, this is a really, really cool event. They're inviting everyone to come out and be part of it. They're going to be festivities before and after and during, and they just want you to come in and be part of this. So, Esme, we'll probably see you out there.
I will. I will probably see you out there.
All right. So I have a couple more events, and then we'll get to our guests really quickly. Here's another one, the Margarita Mile.
This one sounds right up my alley.
So this one is really cool. This is going to be Saturday. It's going to be in Taylor, in downtown Taylor. It's going to be Saturday, September 20th. From 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And this isn't your normal 5K that we're talking about here. This is what we call a sip and stroll. So
only a mile.
Only a mile, only a couple miles. And the really cool thing about this one is you get to walk and stop and try a margarita, and walk a little more and stop and try a margarita. And you keep going and going. Now, will you make it to the end?
Who
That's
knows?
the question.
That's up to you.
That's up to you how much you drink. But the really cool thing is that the very be able to vote for your favorite margarita along the way. And I'm not sure what they win, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun. So I really wanted to get this on everyone's kind of radar. Ladies, fellas, if you're looking for something to do, this is something you can go have fun with.
Want to get some exercise in while still having fun? This is the perfect event.
Sure, we'll use exercise in quotation marks. We'll say that that's what that is. But yeah, this is a really cool event. You do have to get tickets for this. So you can visit our website, KXAN.com. We have a link on there where you can purchase tickets and you can go to this event.
Yes, that'll be on our website right after this stream, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now, I have one last event before we get to our interview. This one is cool as well. This one is in preparation for for those who participate in the Texas Water Safari in San Marcos. This is the 2025 Junior Texas Water Safari. This is taking place in San Marcos. This is a shorter version of the overall Texas Water Safari that they normally do, in a few months. But this one's taking place Saturday, September 20th. This one, there's no pre-registration. You have to register on site.
Wow.
So that's the only difference between the Water Safari and the Junior Water Safari. So this one, you have to be there at 8 a.m., already have your team ready to go, have everything, your paddle, your everything that you need. This is a 16-mile race. It's going to start off at the San Marcos City Park and go down to the Staples Highway 1977 bridge.
Wow, that's long.
It's a long race, and just like anything else, it's a race to the end. Checking out your time, seeing how you do. Yes, they're going to have awards for this one, but more it's in preparation for the Texas Water Safari to see how you do, how you build up, and how you can advance, to see how good you're going to do in the next one. So that way you make changes and you're ready for that water safari.
And is there a specific age requirement or age limit that they need to meet?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
That I do not know, but I know that this is a big deal. I know I've seen it going on before, and they've done this for years and years and years. I remember when I was younger, checking this event out. So if you get a chance, look it up. They are going to have food and drinks at the beginning and the end for everyone who's going to be participating. And they encourage people to come on out and be part of this. Again, on-site registration only. And of course, there is a fee, but this will be in San Marcos. So make sure you head on out and be part of this.
Yeah, and we have the details and the link to that website on our website, KXAN.com. So if you want to check any event details like age or time or registration, just hit that link on our website, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But of course, we have the biggest event that we want to talk about. Esme, I'll let you take this one.
And we have our two special guests with us here today. We have Dilsa Luna and Carla Martinez. Thanks so much for joining us. How are y'all doing?
We're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Freddy and Esmeralda, for having us today.
So you have a big event happening this weekend. It's going to happen on Saturday, and it's a kickoff to Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So what is the event? Tell us about it.
So our event is going to be this Saturday. It's how you mentioned, a kickstart to Hispanic Heritage Month. It's a fashion show mixed in with music, performers, and other artists within the community, just to highlight what Austin is. So we're wanting to invite you all. We're going to have a danza Azteca Guadalupana, a short live, Andrea Daniela, as some of our performers, and as well as designers from Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, and friends from Peligrosa. So we're wanting to invite the whole community to come engage with us, and apart from having a good time with us, learn more about your local designers and feel represented within the community.
And I have the event flyer that I can put up here. It's called Los Caminos de la Vida. What brought this idea up for you all? How did you come up with the idea?
Yes, I'll take the lead on that. So Caminos de la Vida was inspired by a song that everyone knows in the Latino culture. It basically means pathway to life. So basically, we kind of see the runway as a pathway, and each design is a representation of each designer of what they were going through, perhaps in that moment, or what their grandparents have gone through, or if it was inspired by their grandparents or parents. That was the intention of the name of the runway show.
And I have to ask, not only is it the runway show, but you guys have art that's been created by, Latinos, by Hispanics. How important is it to get this kind of feature out there for people to see?
Yes, it's very important. Not only are we curating, but we're also working with people from the public that are locals. There's so many people here that just want to be a part of something, right? And so standing for something and that being within the Spanish Heritage Month is very important. So taking up space and speaking about our history, and not only that, but doing it in a beautiful and graceful way that other people can join us in that special night. So I'm super excited to have all the artists there.
So overall, you've talked about, not only is it going to be a runway, not only is it, celebrating Hispanic culture, Latinos, but the models themselves are going to be Latinos as well. Is that correct?
Yes, for the most part, it will be not only the designers and models. It will also be people in the back behind the scenes. So that's makes it even more special. Just not only does it create spaces for designers and models, but for people who want to step into those roles that perhaps it's not open usually for them.
And you bring up a good point there. Has it been difficult for Hispanics, for Latinos, to get into, I guess, into those types of roles of being creators, and leading the charge in something like fashion?
It's very difficult, I would say. I think it's a mix of different things. Overall, I think it's maybe, fear, maybe connections, and we want to build those connections. It's all about connections. So we do want to open those doors. So we created those doors, so we want to open them for those people.
And when you've spoken to some of these designers, how did you select that? Like, did they have to reach out to you? Did you reach out to some of the designers? How did that work in order to get them to be part of this?
Yes, so our team, we just kind of put it out there and the community showed up. So we
Yes,
definitely
we did.
had so many options that we kind of had to curate which ones we wanted to pick all of them. But, since this is the first one, we want to start off small and perhaps in the future we can be a little bit more bigger.
Yeah, I'm sure I can see this event blowing up in the future and being like a traditional Hispanic heritage event that we have here in Austin. You shared with me before we started this live stream a little sneak peek at what the end of the runway is going to sound like and look like. Can you share that with us here on the show?
Of course. Apart from having the performance that I had mentioned to you, we're also going to have Huapango MC, which is I believe, 17-year-old
Wow.
from Taylor, Texas, that will go ahead and play the accordion for us. So just imagine listening to Caminos de la Vida
Live.
I'm like, I'm ready to cry, or I'm going to be super emotional. But ultimately, as we mentioned, we're wanting to bring crowds from all ages to this event. That way they can feel admired and seen, and in an elevated space that maybe where you're not used to. We're always working, hustling, and we don't give ourselves that time to rest or to enjoy ourselves. So this is the main goal for us to provide, as well as Dilsa mentioned, connections and allow others to work with one another and get to know one another.
And get that experience, right?
Yes. For a lot of the designers here, it's going to be their first time ever walking on a show.
Wow.
Or first time putting their collections out there. So we're extremely excited to have that platform for them.
That is so awesome. Well, let's talk event details. When is it happening? How can people join? Where? What time? Stuff like that.
Of course. So our event is this Saturday from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at Dada Labs. That is going to be 2008 Alexander Avenue. It is ticketed for the general admission and other runway seating, but you can definitely reach at the Eventbrite and at the Mas Cultura on Instagram.
Wow. And again, I'm going to pop that flyer up here for everyone to see. It looks like we have the date, we have the location, and more details. And we'll also put this into our article that's on our website, KXAN.com. Thank you so much for joining us here on KXAN Plus. It's always awesome to have a guest. Freddie, you have any more questions before we head out?
Really quickly, before we let you go, Mas Cultura obviously working its hardest to get the word out about Latino culture and things that that you guys are doing. How can people follow you guys on any social media so that way they can see any other events you guys will be doing?
So you can find us on multiple mainstreams. I believe at Mas Cultura on Instagram. We have collaboration posts right there, and then individual posts at Dilsa Luna.
At Carla Effect. And our team is comprised of 5 other individuals. Another Austin local artist, Vintage J, our friend Jose Flores, who's also going to be a designer on the show, and our friend Tristan Castro, who is I Hope Customs and does a lot of custom works for all of over Austin. He currently did one with Vada Eyewear, so we're extremely blessed with a group of people, and of course Mas Cultura for allowing the presentation of the fashion show.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here. And
Thank
like they
y'all.
mentioned, all the details are going to be on our website, KXAN.com. Freddie, also all of the events that you touched on today are also on the website. But before we go, let's take another look at what weather we can expect at fun events just like the fashion show this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. In case you're wondering what it'll be like, let's go ahead and take a look one more time at the weekend. 97 degrees on Saturday, 96 on Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, and that 10% chance of rain, that's going to kick in late Sunday night. So overall, for the weekend, it's going to be fantastic. Get on out there, get to these events, get to the Mascultura event, of course, so that way you can take part of that, because obviously we're excited to see all these things thrive.
Yes, thank you both here for joining me, Freddie and girls, for being here. And Freddie, we'll see you next weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care.